Hotep Senu, Hena Senut, Iti, Ren I Shakandugu Kemet. I will just check the sound quality. Bear with me, it won't be long. I have to wait for the ad. I'm about to skip it. Okay. One, two, check, microphone check. One, two, check, microphone check. Nice and clear. I hope you're doing well, brothers and sisters. Now, this microphone is a bit loud. Okay. Right. So, I hope that some people will be able to catch me live. I'm talking about those who never had the opportunity, since I'm not live streaming on a regular basis. It's every now and then when I have some time on my hands. The title of this video says, Start Learning the Medou Nature Now. Actually, it says start learning the Medou Nature, and in parentheses, it says hieroglyphic. Indeed, you have a lot of people who are willing to talk and talk forever. I know some people have been talking forever, for the longest. And I'm really after the people who are ready to take action. Because, like I've said, for those who haven't heard it, this is a skill, this is some knowledge that you can gain and share with your children, at least, with some of your family members as well, and with some fellow brothers and sisters. We have some people in different countries who are learning, and they will be able to teach, and we will grow and progress as a people. Because you will reach a level where you will be able to share the knowledge and introduce people to this ancient knowledge. So many people claim to be Kemetic, but they are really Kemet-ish. You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't know, I'm giving Medou Nature classes, and I've been doing so for a good while now. You have the testimonials, you have the playlist that says Medou Nature Testimonials, and you can listen to it. In the meantime, I have shared the invite link. Anybody is welcome. And you just have to show your face. And I've put that in parentheses. Before I used to put no anonymous, but I realized that some people might have misunderstood the message, and some people might have thought that I meant by that you need to introduce yourself with your government name. I'm not after that. I just want the people who call to show their face. Now, the people who take the classes, they have a pass because I know who they are. All right. So Feel free to share your experience with the Medou, with the hieroglyphic. Feel free to ask questions about it. And ultimately, if you want to bring another topic and I feel like it, then I might address it. But out of the thousands of subscribers that I have, you don't have much that are willing to learn the Medou. And it's not for everybody. But particularly I am targeting those people. Now the beautiful thing is that the first time a few days ago I made the live stream and I specifically live stream for that purpose, somebody stood up to the plate. He made the payment and we did the class and he was happy. And that's beautiful. The next day, I made the second live stream specifically for looking for new Medou learners. Two people sent the payment. And we have the appointments. However, elder brother from Bermuda, if you hear me, I have replied to you. I'm still waiting on your availabilities. It's not urgent. There's no rush. But whenever you're ready, I'm really looking forward to it. So just in case, I have definitely sent an email to you. Now, anybody else, feel free. If you have questions, you should at least try. You should at least give it a try. It's very important. We're going to let the people talk, do their talk. I've been doing the learning. I've been learning a lot. I went through many books and I'm still going through many museums so you can see the original artifacts directly. The latest video that I've uploaded today, we don't see any Medou, but we can see some typical phenotype of sea people or Asiatics, Amu. The description does not specify where those two individuals are from. There's the one that we can see clearly, the bald-headed one, and the one on the right-hand side, we cannot really see too much of his face. We only see his face partly. But if you look at the video White Semites Black Awakening, then you will realize that this is a typical phenotype of Asiatics, people who come from Syria or Palestine and these different areas. People who are labeled the sea people, the Hyksos or Hekachasut. Now, everybody is free to follow whatever path they want, but so far it is an established fact that the majority of our people are following traditions that is not the tradition of their forefathers. One of the biggest misconceptions that we had as a people is thinking, believing, saying, teaching, and claiming that the population of the East, the population where the Abrahamic belief system derived from, were black population. That's the biggest misconception. So many of our elders, scholars, people who have passed on, have been trying to claim that. But we have records, we have artifacts, we have archaeology, and the linguistics also help. But we definitely have their physical representation. We have their depiction from back in the days. And it's clear as day. The people from Kemet who build so many amazing things 5,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, things that are still standing, structures that are still standing and amazing the world, like the 3 great pyramids in the Giza Plateau. It's only safe to say that when they made representation of foreign people and themselves on the same walls, it's only safe to say that they were accurate. People who had knowledge of the celestial bodies. People had great architecture knowledge, mathematical knowledge, medicine knowledge. It's only fair to consider that they were accurate in their depiction of the sea people or of the Asiatics. And the way they are portrayed, it clearly shows us white slash Caucasian individual, white skinned people, not black at all. In the meantime, we have plenty of black people who try to claim that the population of Canaan and Arabia was made up of black people, jet black people, and whatnot. So it lasted for so long. And if you want a demonstration, the video is entitled White Semites Black Awakening. You will have the link in the description section of this video. And I have to repeat those things because people keep repeating lies. Abraham is said to come from Chaldea, from Ur. Well, we have the standard of Ur. And I don't hold that artifact. The artifact is in the British Museum. You will see that it's dated 2500 BC. Maybe it says 2600 actually. 2500 BC at least. Go on any search engine and type in standard space of space or spelled UR. You have a representation, a depiction of the Sumerians themselves. They portray themselves as white-skinned individual with a typical Caucasian phenotype. That settles the argument. That settles the issue. 2500 BC. It is impossible that we start with a white-skinned population 2,500 years before the Common Era, and then after the Common Era, after the year zero, all of a sudden those people become jet black. All right? So everybody is free to follow their path. Many will keep on claiming that those individuals were black. It's on them. It's all good. Even with the Arabs, I dealt with that. There's a very detailed article. So it's on you to ask yourself, to wonder, will I follow the trend? Will I follow people? Or will I do what I feel is right? Don't follow people. Don't follow trends. I could mention some particular groups, but like I've said before, they defend rapists and pedophiles with great joy, gladly. They do, just so that their organization or their movement can look good. We should not accept such things. So even in terms of morals, it doesn't fly. So in terms of culture, in terms of your ancestors, how long will you say to yourself, well, I will learn it later on? You have a great opportunity. It's very affordable. You will definitely learn and you should enjoy. All the other people, they deal with their past, or they deal with the past of people who played a key role in their civilization. The Western world is very interested with the Greek civilization. We are lucky to have all these artifacts available worldwide. And we can go deeper into the understanding of the culture, of the lifestyle, of the practices, of the beliefs, theology, cosmology, cosmogony. We have means to get into that. So it's been years as far as I'm concerned, and I know how it works. I'm only after the people are ready to take action. Others will continue to talk the arm, leg, leg, I'm ahead stuff. They will continue to talk that we're not Africans talk. They will continue to talk all of that. But you can stand out, not just for you, but for your offsprings, for progress, for knowledge. Some people will continue to follow doctrine of plagiarism, whether it's the celebration of Hanukkah or whether it is the so-called seven circle Quran, which is a plagiarism of the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ, and another book as well. Uh, and I forgot the title of the other book. And I expect that the majority of the people who will listen to this video are already aware of that. Some might not be aware of that, and you can look it up. And it seems to be a habit for people to plagiarize stuff and claim authorship. Now, we have new brother who wrote, "Who are we going to speak the Medou to? It is a waste." Now, I will see from the next messages if it is not that same one who likes to come under many different usernames. But people study Akkadian language, Aramaic, which is spoken by very few people, and the civilizations of the Near East and other places as well, even in America. The Olmecs, the Aztecs, the Mayans, people study that. And we can talk, we can speak Medou nature amongst ourselves. But besides this option, people are able to read directly from the artifacts that we have throughout the world. People can see the relationship with their own language. And I gave an example with the language from the Congo called Kikongo, with one of my new learner, and she told me, well, it's the same. This is my language right there. One word is the same in her language, and it has the same meaning. And it shows the importance of brothers and sisters from the continent, from the motherland, from Africa. It's very important for you as well to learn, and you can teach, and we can talk about the similarity in your language. There's already some lists, and I have shared one. And anybody can go on YouTube and type in Ma'at Forever, and then add West Africa relationship with Kemet. I believe the title is something to that effect. Now, Thickness wrote, I want to learn the magic spells. Whoa, you want to get technical? I can teach you or introduce you to the language. Now, the magic spells, you will be able to read them, but will you understand them? I think it will take time to understand them. You have to be familiar with the culture, with what they meant. An example, as I was learning Kiswahili, or as we say in English, Swahili, and by the way, greetings to you, Sister Thickness. I remember when I used to do the Medou nature classes for free, you were one of the few who would call in. And that's a few years ago, a couple of years ago. Now we're in 2022. I don't know if it's 3 years ago, but anyway, as I was learning Swahili or Kiswahili, there's this expression. It's a mark of respect towards some elder, and it literally means something like I hold your tie or I touch your tie, something like that. Swahili speakers might be able to uh, confirm, and it's probably people from an older generation. Maybe the young ones will not be familiar with that one. So when you hear that, you might be like, what is that? But if you're familiar with the culture, you will understand. But this was just an analogy. This was just an analogy. So, Sister Thickness, are you interested in learning the Medou? You might have heard me say that, but the main word for magic in Medou nature is Heka. Now, I'm not claiming there's a relationship, but in what's the name of the place again? New Zealand, they they have their dance, and when it's like, for example, a rugby in America, you might not really be into rugby because you have American football, which is the closest thing to rugby. When they have a face off before the game or the match, they usually do that heka. Now I forgot if they pronounce it haka. They might pronounce it haka. So I'm not saying there's any relationship between the two, but the word is kind of similar. And they do that to intimidate the opposite side. Now, Sister Thickness wrote, yes, the only book I have is by Wallace Budge, I think his name is. Budge is one of the most known Egyptologists. He's the one who acquired or stole the papyrus of Ani that has the misnomer Book of the Dead, when really it's the Book of Coming Forth by Day. And in the Medou nature language, it is Peret M Heru. I've touched on that in the video Kemet and Ma'at, or in other words, Introduction to Kemet. And Sister Thickness says that she likes the word Heka, and I'm glad you like it. And there's plenty of other words you would like. Stole, that's right. And I did not even know that until I saw that documentary. Well, I don't think I watched it in full, actually. Sometimes I scroll through stuff, but it's probably available still on YouTube. But if you're interested, sister, we can make that happen real soon. We should be able to make that happen this week. You know, for those who wonder, it's 10 hours for a private one-on-one class, which lasts for 1 hour. I've tried to come up with some ways for people to do group class with a very cheap price, but people did not stand up to the plate. And in some way, in some way, I could say I regret, because I kind of, put some stuff in place. But on the other hand, I know I tried that route and it was not fruitful. And someone gave a very nice suggestion, maybe it was in a question about having videos online already of several lessons, and then people can, register, like, using some site like Patreon. But it's been years and I've been trying so many different stuff, and at the end of the day, people don't stand up to the plate. So I'm like, I will take the time to make the videos, and then people will not take advantage. I'd rather keep it the same way. Which is just doing the classes live, with, of course, with the slides. Sometimes you hear me like I did earlier, mentioning a few words and so on. But when I do the classes, we have the slides, we have the hieroglyphic on the screen with the transliteration, with the pronunciation and the translation. So it's something very serious, and you will be left with vocabulary that was sent to you by email, and you can go through it on your mobile phone and get familiar. This is what our sister RP refers to as flashcards. Now, Thickness is asking, by the way, how much was it to visit Egypt? I remember paying 1,500 euros, 1,500 euros for 2 weeks. And that was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. It was February 2012. And yes, she added, I want to see the pyramids and the Sphinx. Well, those are two of the sites that are usually included in the different packages because you have basically, well, in French we call them circuits. In English you might have another word like tour, but you have different kind of tours and you see different sites. You will be hard pressed to find one tour that lasts 2 weeks that will take you to the major sites. For example, I did not see the Step Pyramid. I did not see the Bent Pyramid. I did not see the I'm sorry, the boat of Khufu. So there's a few sites that, you know, I would like to see later on. But the beauty is that when it comes to the Medou nature, we have plenty of artifacts in many different museums around the world. And you have quite a fair bit of museums in America with some considerable amount of artifacts. So I have my list, and whenever I can, then I will do my thing. And you've seen me doing my thing so far in Italy, Spain, Denmark, the Netherlands. Leiden Museum is a nice one. It's just a shame we cannot film over there, but I was quite impressed. Now, Turin Museum or Torino Museo in Italy, yeah, I mean, dang, that one is real nice as well, and we can film over there. And at the end, and like I've said, for those who don't know, when I went to Torino, that's except for the Louvre Museum because I'm in France, so I can go there very often because I'm in the Paris outskirts, so I'm not far from Paris. So, but out of all the museums that I visited abroad, the Turin Museum is the only one when I went back the next day because there was so much left to see. I was distracted because never mind. Now, even at the end of my second visit to that museum, I kind of skipped through some floors, at the end because I knew, I wouldn't be able to go a third time. That was actually the first museum trip, by the way. And even in my first museum trip, there was another museum that I wanted to go to, and it was either closed or they were doing, some work. But I think it was closed because that was about the time where the COVID-19 was, really big. I think the Metropolitan Museum. Apparently, there's two in New York. But I'm not too familiar. But you have the Brooklyn Museum, if I'm not mistaken, and the Metropolitan Museum. I don't know if they are one or the same, but there's definitely two. If I'm not mistaken, there's two different museums where you can find artifacts about Kemet or ancient Egypt, and it is usually mentioned. And the one in Pennsylvania appears to be noteworthy. So is the one in Chicago. But there's plenty of other museums in other places in America, But I will see for myself whenever I have the opportunity. So, brothers and sisters, seize the opportunity. You should seize the opportunity. Don't wait. Don't wait. You will no longer have to rely on people. I remember this guy who came up and showed a glyph and claimed that he means Allah. Nobody stood up to the plate to refute that until I did. And plenty of people believe that. That's how crazy it is. So now anybody can come and show some glyphs and say this means that this and this means that. Same with Israel. Many people tell you that the first mention of Israel is on the Meren Ptah stela. Many people are trying to use that to give the legitimacy to a place called Israel in that time period. But it doesn't say Israel. So if you're not familiar with the glyphs, you can only go by what the different authors, the different scholars say. It suits them to claim that because it kind of sounds like Israel, but it doesn't spell Israel at all. Besides, we have determinative that shows people. So it's talking about a population or a group of people. It's not talking about a place. We have some determinative for places. And I'm confident in saying that. And I've been saying that since about 2008/2009. So people can put tricks on you because you don't have the knowledge of the language. So if you have hesitated, now's your opportunity. Do you want to give it a try, Sister Thickness? Do you want to try the classes? Now, I don't want people to just say that they want to just to make me happy. So I don't want anybody to feel like they have to. But whoever considered it, you should at least give it a try. I'm quite confident that you will be happy, that you will be satisfied. I'm really looking forward to have a larger community of learners of the Medou nature so that I can do more videos showing artifacts, because I told you about those museums where I cannot film, where it's not just me, but we are not allowed to film. We can only take pictures. I have plenty of pictures and I would like to go through them. I did that for a little while. Some of you might remember I showed some artifacts and I circled some glyphs that we went through in the lessons, in the Medou nature classes. So I would like to do that again. I, I I I did not take those pictures just for the sake of it. So we could go through those pictures and see those different artifacts together. But what's the point in me doing that? And there will be like maybe 0 comment or 1 comment and 20 views. It doesn't fly, you know. So this is an opportunity for y'all to practice. You see, there's plenty of material for you to practice with besides the classes. And I'm really looking forward to that. I am. Other people will do their talk. They will do their talk, but ultimately they are not learning much. What are you going to tell your children? I had the opportunity to learn, but I was busy talking about, well, if the police stops you, whether you're Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew, they'll still see a black man. Will you tell that kind of cliche to your children? Now, there's a username Kunsu, but I don't see any webcam. It says device is not connected. And from now on, except for the people who take the classes, they get a pass. I wish I would want people to show their face. You don't have to give your government name, but we're not doing anything wrong. We don't have any reason to hide. So everybody is free to participate in the comment section. But if you want to call in, and as a matter of fact, I will share the link. Hold on. You must show your face. Invite link. You must show your face. I would love to hear from you. I like the interaction. I'm not looking for so many people. You know, a few will do, and then it will grow later on over time. But the majority just want to talk. The majority just want to talk. Some just want to curse non-blacks. Some just want to do that. Call them all kind of names. But you look at most people, they study their roots. They do. They study their classical civilization. They study the civilization that brought forth their culture, their thought process, their religion, their beliefs, their customs, their traditions. So I would love to hear from your brothers and sisters. I would love to hear from my brothers and sisters in Africa. A majority of the people who participate are from America. I'd love to hear from my brothers and sisters in Europe, in England. I'd love to hear from more sisters, because the sisters, when it comes to this information, we hear less of them. But it is what it is. And I could always talk about anything, you know. I could always talk about, celebrities. And there will be a lot of people. I know that, but I don't want to do that. I don't feel like it. I want to concentrate and focus on the culture. And we have some ancient culture. Once again, literacy. The writing system that we use today derived from the Medou nature. Something to be proud of. Other people will deter you from even stating that, but it's on them. I will really look for the chosen few. I will continue to do that. And if I don't have any new learner today, then it's fine. The last 2 times I had some, but I will continue. You can expect that. You can expect that. It's time to get serious. Now, Konsu wrote, I have no camera. My name is Ahman. I am an African born in the US. I have been reading Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization. Great appreciation for what you do. Thank you. Yes, that book is lovely. And as a matter of fact, it's in that book that I think from memory, it might be page 122 or 121. Let's double check, where you have the chart showing how the Roman script or Latin script derives from the Medou nature. No, it wasn't 120, 121. It's 170 and 171 of Anthony Brother's book, Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization. Where's your family from in Africa? Which country in Africa, if you don't mind me asking? And which city in the US? Or which state, if you don't want to say the city? Now, if it's Kwesi, it might be Ghana. Brothers and sisters who want to learn the Medou nature, you can start now. Matter of fact, I have a class later on. I have a class later on. But I'm looking for more learners. I'm looking for people who want to do the work, who want to study, not just repeat stuff that they heard. Is there a brave soul? Just one brave soul. Someone who is willing to learn, to start, to try. This could be a life changer for you. And it's not about bragging, but when I go to museums, you see me going through the artifacts and reading from the artifacts. What you cannot see is the people looking at me, staring at me as I go through the artifact, as I read the artifact. Sometimes they wait for me to finish filming and they say, "You can read the hieroglyphs?" I say, "Yeah." And they're impressed. But once again, it's not about bragging. It shouldn't be the reason why you would want to learn the Medou nature. You would want to learn it so that you can read and understand the culture deeper. But it feels good. It feels good. I ain't gonna lie. You know, as a matter of fact, when I did the tour like years ago, we had some people who were following us. you know. So no brave soul today. I would try different time, different time of the day, and I'm sure I will be able to pick a few brothers and sisters who are ready to start learning. Like I said, I believe in myself, and you should believe in yourself too. You should not believe that you don't have the intelligence to learn the meta nature. You should not think so. Now we have Beauty who asked, "How do we start?" This is how to start. This is my email address where people can send their availability, their time slots. And once we agree, I only require the payment upfront, either via Cash App or via PayPal. But I send the link when I reply to the emails. And I also give some time slots where I will be available. I already have classes every day of the week, so I can still add some slots during the weekdays, but it will most likely be on the weekend so far. And ultimately, depending on where you are located, because I am in Europe, it might be the morning time for me. It might be evening for you. I don't know. People are located in different areas. So, once again, the classes are given by yours truly online and it's private. It will not be public. That's how easy it is. So, for example, if someone is really ready to get it cracking today, I could do a class in 1 hour, 15 minutes. Let's round it up to 1 hour from now. And after that, I will have my schedule class. You see? Now, someone with a username YouTube channel wrote yes. I don't know what he means by yes. It's not an original name, YouTube channel, but that's just an example. It doesn't necessarily have to be today. Could be some other time. Wifeys know how to check on you. They will never fail checking on you. Now, Beauty Road sounds amazing. I need to find time. Well, I don't want to sound pushy, but the way I normally do, once we agree, it's always best that it's the same day of the week and the same time. And then we can do it once a week. Actually, there's one brother who wanted to do the class twice a week. And that's the first time he proposed. You see? I mean, that's the first time someone proposed to do the classes twice a week. And I was very happy, you know. But once a week is probably best because it gives you time to process the information that you've learned and go through the vocabulary that you would get after each class. And the funny thing is that before, I used to reply to the people inquiring, and it's on the email that we will agree on some time slots. But as some people can witness, the first two times I looked for some new learners, and it was basically during the live stream that we set the date. I mean the day and the hour. You see, well, except maybe the second time we did not really set it up completely, but I don't mind doing that now. I really don't mind. You know, I really don't mind. I'm not looking for 10,000 people to be here. I had experience about, the support and the disappointment. And when it comes to talking, people will talk. But if it's time to support with $1, they will not do it. And it's really sad. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking for serious people who want to learn. That's the main thing. So for example, EST time, 4 p.m., I could do that in some days of the week. Now, on the weekend, I'm more flexible, you see? So it's just to give you an idea, because once again, I'm in France right now. So wherever you are, you can have an idea. But it's up to you to tell me, and it's a generic you. It's not just one person. It's up to you to tell me when you will be available. So you can do that now in the comment section, or you can just send an email and let me know. Now, actually, I've received some email, apparently. Well, there it goes. Oh, MCT, I've received your Cash App. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, it's just a message. So thank you for your Cash App donation, Sister MCT. Well, MCT, for those who don't know, this is a thickness. She changed her username. Okay, well, it's okay. The message is there. The video will stay. There's a lot to learn, and it's at your disposal. You have years of learning condensed, and I'm not trying to be a salesman when I say that you can learn in weeks what it took me years to learn. And by the way, you have the testimonials, and I will just share the link to the playlist of the testimonials so you can hear the brothers and Well, actually, the sisters, you have two sisters and one brother. You can hear what they have to say about the classes. But it's a shame I did not have one brave soul. So testimonials. You will see, brothers and sisters, we will have enough new learners and we'll get deeper into the Medou nature. Now we have CC who asks, where can I donate and where? I'm sorry, how can I donate and where? Now, I prefer the PayPal, but sometimes there's fees. Well, actually, when it's overseas, there's usually fees. So you can use Cash App, either paypal.me/myadforever or $myadforever. And as a matter of fact, I'm about to share both links in the description section. And you see, I don't want anybody to feel bad. But this username, CC, I don't really recall. I don't think it's someone that is a regular. And she said, thanks. Well, I don't know. CC, I'm thinking it might be, it's probably a female. But I have people who are regulars and they've been, coming to the live stream for years and they never bothered to ask, how can I donate? But it's all good. Now, earlier, now we have Panther Bamileke who wrote, salute to y'all. Salute to you. And Konsu saying that he was raised in Michigan, is a descendant of African slaves in southwest Georgia. So he's yet to know his cultural origin. Okay, when you said African, I thought you meant, that, you knew your background, like you knew your father or your mother or both were from a particular African country. Now, I personally chose the last name Kwesi in opposition to my former slave last name. I feel you. I feel you for real. I feel you for real. My ancestors were snatched from Africa and taken to Haiti. So I presume probably from the Benin Republic, but who knows? I have to take time to learn other languages as well to really know the deal. But some places in Nigeria and maybe even the Congo, but I think the majority, safe to say that the majority was snatched from Benin or Benin, as some people might pronounce it. And my ancestors made their way to Haiti, and the rest is history. I'm really looking forward to deal with the Medou nature more on this channel. So instead of me being here and trying to convince some brave souls to join the classes, I will be there. You see this? You know this uniliteral, right? You know this biliteral. We've seen this word. That's the feminine form. That's the plural. That's the dual. We've seen this verb before. Do you recognize it? You see there's a bit damaged, but you can still read it. Now this artifact looks lovely. Looks very good. Forgive me, I forgot the T when I copied and pasted. Or what, I don't know what I did, but it says testimonials, but obviously it's a typo. It meant to say testimonials. So yes, and have the people participating. And live, it will be lovely. Actually, that never happened before. Did it ever happen before? Did I ever have some learners live? I need enough learners so that when I'm live, there's one or two. You understand what I'm saying? And once again, the learners, the people who take the classes, they don't need to show their face. They get a pass. So they can even participate with a microphone or their smartphone, and we can hear them. So you, brothers and sisters, can hear them and understand, yes, they are learning the language. They understand the language. They understand how it works. They are familiar. So it will be practice for them. It will be an opportunity for me to share the different artifacts that have snapped, the different pictures that have snapped in many different countries, and each one teach one, and it will encourage people to actually learn the language, and that's really what I'm looking forward to for 2022. For the community of Medou Nature learners to grow. So we don't just talk about it, but we be about it. This is achievable. This is achievable. And the Medou Nature is way easier than Hebrew, for example. Well, thank you for tuning in. And be prepared, brothers and sisters. A lot of time I used to do live streams, free discussion, anything goes. We will have less of that. Once we have enough learners, we'll deal with the Medou. We'll deal with the culture. We'll deal with the language. That's what we'll do. I'm looking forward to that. And if it doesn't happen, I'll still be busy with the classes. You understand what I'm saying? I will still upload material. I will still upload videos from museums, and every now and then deal with languages, because I'm learning languages, not just the Medou Nature. But in terms of live stream, it will not really be like before. I want interaction, participation, focus, or geared towards the culture, centered around the culture. People who don't care if we are labeled Egyptomaniacs. You see? People who don't care, knowing that we are a minority. And we might be a minority for a long time. And our children might be a minority. And our grandchildren might be a minority. But we're not looking to join the majority. We're looking to follow the path of our ancestors. We're looking to do what is right as we see it. There's nothing wrong in learning the ancient culture of Africa. There's nothing wrong with learning the Medou Nature. There's nothing wrong with following Ma'at. And we can demonstrate that. We don't have anything to prove, but we can demonstrate that. And I think I've demonstrated that for many years, and other people can do the same as well. We can be about it, you know. We can definitely be about it. And all the other people who like to talk and talk and talk and talk, then 10 years later, they will still be talking and they haven't learned anything. You understand what I'm saying? This can be helpful to y'all. This can make you used to learning a foreign language. Many people, actually, many English speakers don't know any foreign language. And it's understandable, because English is such an international language. All these different countries where I went, the Netherlands, Spain, Italy, all those museums, as long as you speak English, you're good. There's always going to be somebody that speaks English. You see? But that's just for talking. It's not centered around the culture. So for many of you, this could be the first time you will learn a foreign language. And this might encourage you to learn another one. But besides that, this is definitely something that will be helpful to you and helpful to your children as well. All right? So thank you for being here, brothers and sisters. Thank you for the donation, Sister MCT. I appreciate that. And don't wait. If some of you feel like learning the Medou Nature, it might be your spirit, your ka speaking to you. It might be your soul, your ba speaking to you. You see? Don't reject that. Don't wait. Seize the time, seize the opportunity. Don't sleep. Stay safe, stay healthy. And if I'm allowed to by the Necheru, I will definitely holler back at you. Hotel.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medou nature classes, and here that's the flyer. Okay, so those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool, but I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video Kemet and Ma'at before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medou classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medou class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/ma'atforever.